Hello and welcome to Justice Losers, the most unqualified podcast exploring irrelevant questions about entertainment, namely movies, TVs, and comics. I'm your host, Preston, joined as always by my delightful and exhausted co-host.
That's my cue. Batman.
Oh my god, this is going to be fun. So, Disney sucks. I've said this before on the episode that I hate that they make so many good movies that even for someone like us who can afford to go see a movie a month, it's Disney. It's Star Wars. It's Marvel.
It's just actual Disney live action or Pixar.
Animated, like Pixar. Yep. It's Disney. And there's so much. And like, do you think that there's heart in it? Or are they just so good at faking having heart? Because think about Pixar. Yeah. I feel like if there's any movies in Disney that like truly has heart, it's going to be Pixar movies.
Is there heart? And I thought, there's soul.
I don't know. I feel like it's... They know their formulas. And their formulas, like the formula is something that works. They have found the thing that works. The thing that works has heart. That's it. People can connect with that in movies.
Yeah.
Do you think that the creators behind Disney movies actually care about creating art? Or do you think that they're following the formula that
Why don't
succeeds?
You ask Taika Waititi what he thinks about that?
That's a great point. Taika does not strike me as someone who just sells out to make something formulaic.
Yeah.
And Ragnarok's not formulaic.
No.
Captain Marvel's formulaic.
Sure.
Feels like Amazon was shopping.
Yeah.
Like it's the one thing that does such a good job. But it's not about the thing anymore. Is it?
I don't know. So... For one thing, at some point, I'm not sure how much I care, but that's a separate discussion. I think if your job is creativity and your job is to make successful creative projects and you come up with a winning formula, part of that winning formula has to be involving passionate creators.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make soulless, flaccid studio movies and they will come out soulless and flaccid.
Yeah.
Or you can give creators resources and guidance and strict corporate overlordship and let them do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Or use those resources.
I wanted to go into this episode to like destroy Disney, but like damn it. So for Endgame.
Okay.
It feels like it was more of the Russo brothers than Disney themselves, than good old Bobby Iger. Putting out so much effort to prevent people from spoiling things. Like telling them not to spoil the ending of Endgame or like anything about Endgame.
Yeah.
And it made the movie so much more enjoyable because you're like watching that and you're like, oh yeah, wow, they killed Thanos. 5 years? Like, it just...
Yeah.
We
didn't know that was going to happen.
No one knew that was going to happen. And that made it enjoyable. And that was because the creators actively put effort into making sure that people can get the most they want or they can out of it. And it's... I don't know. It could be... a marketing ploy of, ooh, things are going to be super not what you expected. Go see it.
Sure. Yeah.
Which it probably could, most likely, now that I think about it, is.
Yeah. No, I mean, Disney, I don't think that was the root cause of it, but I think that Disney is going to jump at the opportunity when their interests align with their creators' interests.
Yeah.
That's honestly probably the model. When you cut it down to its core, it's probably aligning finding creators whose interests align with theirs.
Yeah.
And doing creative stuff. And I don't think I care. They're an
You see, that's
company.
the thing I don't have a problem with. Like that is like That's them running a good business
Mm-hmm.
in general.
Yeah. The whole genocide thing, that's a different thing.
Here's the other thing that I wanted to attack.
Okay.
That I genuinely dislike a lot.
Go for it.
Stop with the sequels! Jesus! And I think it mostly came out like this rage happened. One, it started with Star Wars.
Yep.
And then I watched Pirates 5.
I was like, what are you so angry about Maleficent? Oh, you saw Pirates, didn't you?
This is the thing that makes me think they are capitalist capitalist corporate warlord is, yes, Marvel is very good.
Mm-hmm.
And they seem to have the thing, but that's not Disney, that's Kevin Feige, right. I feel. Then Pixar is really good, but that's whoever's in charge of Pixar, and Pixar's just had their model the whole time. There's the rest of it. There's Maleficent, there's apparently, I guess Cruella's fine, but did we need it? Did we ignore the fact that she murders dogs and makes coats out of them? Why do we need more Pirates of the Caribbean? We don't need more Star Wars. That is a solid 6 movies, solid 3 movies, fine 3 movies, but that's a story. Yeah. We didn't need this 3. No. They're bad. They're like, broadly speaking, this new trilogy is bad.
They work out to about 2 good movies between them, in my general opinion, but as a trilogy, it's a failure.
Right. It's like, but there was no heart to it. It wasn't about creating a new story. It was, we need a cash grab on this shit. Let's just get people who we know can make good sci-fi movies, J.J. Abrams. Cool. Let's do other stuff. There was no story they wanted to tell. They wanted money.
Right. Okay. I want to push back on half of your point.
Okay.
I think that the people who were involved with making those Star Wars movies cared a lot about Star Wars.
Yes.
Cared a lot about making a good Star Wars movie that felt like a Star Wars movie and contributed to Star Wars.
Right. It wasn't. So the way that I view a very good movie happening, there are exceptions to every rule, but someone has an idea that they think is a fantastic story and they are allowed to make it, versus someone wants a movie to be made and tells someone to write a script for it.
Right.
And that was Disney going, we want to make a sequel to Star Wars. J.J. Abrams did really well with Star Trek, which, as we all know, is the same thing.
Yeah. I agree.
Let's make it. He's a nerd. Let's have him do a movie. That wasn't about making movies. That was about getting Star Wars money.
And I think I see what the problem is. With Marvel and with Pixar are good examples of properties that Disney has collected and then expanded.
They existed before. They have a culture.
Yep. They acquired something and refined it.
Yes.
Star Wars, they acquired Star Wars and they tried to refine it, but it wasn't in the sense that they acquired an ongoing project or trajectory.
Right.
They acquired something with the express intent of creating a trajectory.
Right. Yes. And same thing with like their own stuff. Like they created something original with Pirates 1.
Yep.
But then they didn't know where to go from that. They wanted trajectory.
Yeah. So they accidentally made a good movie.
Yeah. And so they fed on that and they were like, what worked from that? Yep. Oh, there we go. They build on what worked with the beginning. And with Marvel, that worked.
Yeah.
Like what Marvel had going on worked. And so they fed on that and continued it. But again, also let them have autonomy.
Right. It wasn't them doing it. It was them saying, hey, we like what you do. Here's a bunch more money.
Yeah. So we've now established that Marvel has pretty much just the money and the allowance to do things, and also has the corporate like power. They have the marketing teams of Disney. They have like the agents of Disney to get these crazy actors involved. Like
Kevin Feige says, hey, we want to get the X-Men in here sometime. They say, okay, we'll buy Fox.
Yeah, exactly. They're just the patrons. They're the sugar daddies of Pixar and Marvel. And then sugar daddy wants to do something and sugar daddy can't do something on their own.
I'm picturing Mickey Mouse as a sugar daddy.
It's just like they're redoing.
Yeah.
And it's just, they just want money, and they're not even like that. This is where my idea of Disney not having heart is, because they don't. Well, they're just looking for ways to make money, and they look for ways to just just, I don't know, convince people to see something. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do Cinderella. Oh, I know you've already seen it 400 times in different ways, but there's a twist this time. Here's a great example. Do you know the last episode of WandaVision was re-edited?
I didn't know that. Tell me about
So
this.
it was supposed to end differently.
Okay.
But the fan theories were so close, they re-edited it to change the ending.
Huh.
That was a Disney thing. That was not a Marvel thing.
Yeah.
That was Disney not liking how close people were to what was going on. They are so desperate for people to be surprised, they will change things that don't need to be changed. And that's changing things that are of stuff that exists. Mm-hmm. They're not creating new original content. There's no originality with what they're creating. It's just, I don't know, I'm going to put Cinderella in a mirror and make the story backwards. You'll never see it coming. Whoa! They don't care about originality. They care about selling. They know that Marvel sells, so they're letting Marvel do their thing. They know that Pixar sells, so they're letting Pixar do their own thing. That's not Disney. Disney's doing bullshit like whatever this new Pirates of the Caribbean is going to be. I swear to God it's going to be good, but it's not going to be good. I don't know. I think I've said my piece.
Okay.
That I don't think that Disney cares about art.
No, of course not.
They care about money.
It's a business.
Dude, the industry sucks.
See, I don't see that it does, because we're getting a lot of good content, and we're going to get some bad content, but we're always going to get bad content.
That's true.
And it's not squishing out independent filmmakers or creative people that are doing other stuff. Because, I mean, with streaming and with increased access, there's way more stuff coming out in a given year, way more good stuff coming out in a given year than there ever has been before. Used to be, you have to go to the corporate overlords to get a good movie made. Yeah. Now, you just put together a good movie and sell it to Netflix. Yeah.
They completely control copyright law, which is so much fun.
Yeah, they basically wrote copyright law.
Yeah. To explain to lay people what that means, the reason that Mickey Mouse is not in the public domain is because, and also all of the other Disney stuff, is because Disney pays so much money to lawmakers to increase the terms of copyright, so that none of their stuff ever becomes copyright or public domain.
You know,
it started at 30, don't quote me on it, 30 years after the death of the creator. It is now, I believe, 85 years after the death of the creator.
Something like that
before it becomes public domain.
Residual but very annoying side effect. Do you know the website IMSLP?
No.
International Music Score Library Project. It's basically Wikipedia, but for music scores. So you can go in and you want to find Beethoven Piano Sonata number 20 whatever in whatever key. You pull it up and you pull up the score. Unless it's after 1929. Yep, because it's literally anything that's done after 1929 is not public domain. Yep. The Superman logo is not public domain. Yeah. You can't use it. But yeah, no, anything after 1929, that's the thing. I wanted to look at the score for Shostakovich's 10th once, 1951. No can do. Nope.
Because Disney is so greedy. And I think that's all. I'm tired and sweaty, and you're probably exhausted. And
I feel good. I got kind of a second wind going. Let's do another one.
Hey everyone, Matt here. Hope you've been enjoying this video. If you want to hear the fuller version of this discussion, you can find that on our audio-only podcast. That's going to be wherever you listen to your podcasts, be it SoundCloud or Spotify or iTunes or iHeartRadio. Appreciate you watching this far, and we hope you listen on further.